Oh yeah, that's great. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to add this other guy in. Let's see, join this group. Let's get this party started. He's finally here. Sorry if you can hear clicking, everyone. Have a last minute scramble. Well, let's just see who's in the chat. We have Dangerville, Stupid Dinosaur, Dino the Freak, Corey Anderson. I love some of the names of these people. MT Billow G Motorsport, Titan of Serpents. Nice. Welcome, guys. We can't hear them. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I had you guys muted that entire time. Well, this is actually perfect timing, because what I'll do, sorry, guys. I just realised because I had the desktop audio muted. Oh, my word, this is a shambles. Right. Okay, we're going to officially start it here, because I think we've got everyone in the chat anyway. You should
we're having a do-over.
Yeah.
I've just switched over to my phone.
Okay, they should be loud and clear. Everyone in the chat, let me know if you can hear these guys. We're actually getting more people watching now, so so a little bump in the road to begin with, but there we go. Hey everyone, welcome to our chat about Battle at Big Rock. And as I mentioned, you got to be careful of that title. Could be really dangerous when you say it. Do we have? How do you pronounce your name? Really high. Is that right?
Yeah. Hi, Jack. Well, it's an Indian name, so I can understand people having difficulty. It's actually.
Excellent. Anyway, right. Yeah. No, thanks for joining, and we just did it at the last minute.
You can Ridhi. That's short, and I think it's easy. Friends call me Ridhi.
Ridhi. Okay, yeah, I like that. I'm just turning you guys up as well because I just realised that your volume, I can control some volume here, so I'm just turning you guys up so everyone in the chat can actually hear everyone. So hopefully we're all good. We hear them. Okay, all good. We're all good. And James Hawkins has just chimed in and said, Jack, well, James coming. Oh, right, he wants to be added as well. Jesus. All right, here we go. James, let's do this. Let's get everyone in. Why not? The party. It's a celebration. And then we'll go. Then we'll repeat what we just said. Okay, let me see this. How does it work? God, Discord is a mess sometimes. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, there we go. Right, so friend Jurassic Unicast 2. Okay. Oh, James, so original. Okay, and then at least he's done the hashtag right though. Good on you, boy.
That makes a change.
There you go. Send friend request. Right, last one. Discord voice is a mess. Well, there we go. We can hear. Yeah, I can't hear your guests because you had them muted the whole time. Now that's Chaos Theory, says Red Hood. Yeah, yeah. Let me just. Copy the invite. Do this every time. It's right. Where's Jurassic Unicast 2 then?
And he is number 2. Number 1's here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, guys, while we're waiting for James to arrive, so let's start with you again, Siki. Sorry. What did you think to Battle at Big Rock then? Just briefly.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Really enjoyed it. Very entertaining for a short film. Got to know the characters really well, considering it had the shorter run time. I thought it was dialogue was good, action was good. Had a great time watching the battle at Big Rock.
What time did you watch it? Did you wake up really early in the morning? Because for us UK fans,
I was going to save it to like later on, and I was going to have my tea and watch it then. But I think because I got loads of messages on Twitter saying like, because I posted that stupid video, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's pretty accurate to what's actually in the film." People like saying, "Yeah, it's not far off what's actually in the end credits." So I was like, "Oh, I need to see what this is about." So I watched it. I think it was about 4:00. I watched it.
Oh man, you waited that long?
Yeah. But I didn't get any spoilers really. I just I saw some of the logos, and I saw people talking about crossbow. So.
Oh god. Yeah.
I was just like, oh, well, I bet I'm gonna see a crossbow at some point.
Yeah, you had that spoil. What about you, Steve? Because you had to wait all day, didn't you?
Yeah, had to wait all day. So we had planned to do a sort of live reaction as we watch it, both me and James together.
Yeah.
And completely forgetting that we obviously have work on a Monday. So we had to go the whole day without trying to get any spoilers or anything, or, you know, even the temptation of watching it is hard enough. But worth it in the end. And I think we finally got home at about 7:00. And of course, the PC messes up. Can't connect to Discord, so we've got like PlayStation on one side playing it with James on a voice chat. I've got my PC now recording my footage and my voice, and James's phone sort of recording his footage as well.
Yeah.
So I'm now trying to blend all that together, but
oh, so you did manage to do your like live reaction then? You did actually manage to get it done. Oh, good. Okay, that'll be interesting to see.
Just editing it now, so.
Oh, and now I'm distracting you. Come here, talk about it. What about
need something to talk about?
What about you, Really High? How did you come about seeing it for the first time?
Hi. Well, we don't have cable actually. My mom got cable very recently. We don't get FX or anything. I had to wait like most of the days to everything.
Oh, you cut out a little bit there.
I found it quite tempting. Just look at some recordings, poor quality recordings.
Oh, sorry, Really High, you're cutting out quite a bit.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay. Like I was just like cautious, like checking out some of which without really like by turning off the sound. So hard, to it's very tempting. So some guys just.
Well, I got some of that.
Yeah, I got with dude. Your mic's
I heard
really
the word
cutting
tempting.
Out. Yeah, sorry, man. Your mic keeps cutting out a lot. Is it moving around or anything?
Is there a problem with the or something, or is it like
Yeah, I don't know if are you moving the microphone around, because sometimes I know that can like cut it out. I think.
So that's it basically. Like it was tempting, so I like saw off the screen. I didn't hear the audio unless I YouTube.
Okay.
So like the audio is more like I think it's of Jurassic.
Yeah. So you did. So are you saying that you were tempted to watch it, but then you caught some screen caps and you thought you'd just watch it anyway?
I just wanted to have, I was unable to the full broadcast. I gave in a bit, but I didn't see the whole thing. So I waited until then.
Okay, so you waited till later on before you saw it.
I waited until.
Oh, nice. I think James is about to join us now. He's I think he's he's trying to work out how to use Discord right now. Oh god. Titan of Serpents says, I honestly thought the Allosaurus was going to kill the baby Nasutoceratops when I first saw it. I think everyone did.
I think everyone.
Yeah, especially after Colin was tweeting out saying this one might not be a bit too intense for kids or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit probably more than Rexy killing Mimas.
Yeah, it was. It was more visceral and violent, wasn't it? In a sort of sense, because the Gallimimus T-Rex one, as like sort of vicious as that was, it was sort of in the distance. And obviously, you're dealing with an adult Gallimimus, so it's not like a baby that you've just seen cutely playing with a torch being thrown about.
It was brutal. Picked you up by the frill.
Lensing, I think. I like in the it's a wide shot, but here it's a close shot. So you're all.
Oh, dude, I think I know what you're saying. Your mic is really cutting out. Did you say like because it's really close up, you can really see, like you feel like you're right up against the action?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry, man. Your mic is really cutting it up. Just trying to think. Do you have another microphone or something you could use?
Okay, whenever there will be a problem, I guess I'll just type it out.
Okay, yeah. If you type out your answers, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to ask you to do this because that's really cutting out. It's really hard to hear what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm gonna have to put him on mute, I'm afraid. Where's James? He's like meant to be here. I think Steve's muted himself. He's probably busy editing. What was your favourite moment, Siki?
Let's have a think. Probably just the bit when they were looking out, when they first saw the dinosaurs outside, and it was all kind of calm, and she turns the light off and all that. That was really cool. And it kind of goes back to what Rudy was saying about how it was much closer, and it was shot from the human perspective, which was something about Jurassic World that was kind of felt a little bit off to me. Was that Spielberg always shoots the dinosaurs from the human perspective, so it gives you that, it makes you feel like you're there, sort of thing. I noticed that in the battle at Big Rock, it felt a lot like that. I mean, it was all handheld, all like low shots. Yeah. So that was really cool.
Well, it's like when they were looking through the window, it was almost like they're watching, I thought, like a David Attenborough documentary on a TV. Like it was like they were watching like a nature documentary. But
yeah, and what they were saying as well about, maybe we shouldn't let them watch this, and she was covering the kid's eyes, which is...
Yeah, James, you're finally in.
Hey,
there you go.
I'm like so new to this.
Yeah, here he is. We have the full Jurassic Unicast.
Conversation there about Attenborough.
Yeah, I was just saying that the shot of them watching the fight take place through the window was like watching like a David Attenborough documentary. Really High, who's talking to us through chat on Discord, says Battle of Big Rock's lensing did feel more like Spielberg's lensing choices. Yeah, I mean he shot the T-Rexes through the trailers, didn't he? It was like that from inside the vehicle for the most part, and that sort of thing.
Did you mean the T-Rex attack in Jurassic Park?
Yeah, Jurassic Park and the trailers in the Lost World. You see it mostly from the humans inside the trailers rather than outside. There's no like wide establishing shot of the T-Rexes like attacking the trailers.
Yeah. Do you know what I found with the bit where it went for the kid?
When
it sort of broke through. It reminded me of when the Raptor was trying to get Ian Malcolm in the car.
Yeah, like it just pushes.
Yeah, the glass. Yeah,
pushes through the window.
In our reaction vid.
Yeah. James, when did you watch it? Because you watched it not too long ago, right?
Me and Steve literally watched it within the last hour.
Right, and so you must still be buzzing.
Yeah, it was about 8 o'clock.
Now, I'm interested, and I asked everyone else this. How much did you have spoiled before you watched it? Because you had to wait all day.
I saw the teaser, which was just that little beak. And we saw a thumbnail of the world with the face.
Oh, yeah. Colin tweeted that out.
That was it.
Yeah. Oh, good. Because I was wondering about that, because obviously, if you think about it, like obviously with the films, the ones that come out at the cinema and whatever, obviously people tweet about the spoilers. You don't necessarily see stuff but this was going to be like a film that is dropped directly online. So everyone had access to spread it around. I was just curious how much you could actually avoid that when that was like the marketing process for it.
Yeah, it's really well. To be honest, what I found difficult today is that every single I didn't realise how much Jurassic content I've got in my everyday life. Like literally, I've got a little mini chat with the Missing Compies guys. I've got a chat obviously with everyone on ours. I've got my own like personal circle of friends that have all seen it, knowing how big of a fan me and Steve are. So they're commenting and talking. I've then gone on Facebook. I've got Clayton sharing every piece of shit, every left, right, and centre. So I've come off that. I went on my personal Twitter, and then
it's just everywhere.
Obviously, it's just everywhere because obviously I follow some people on my personal Twitter as well. I was like, no, I feel like my phone was like a Nokia 3210 where I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, just sling it out.
Even your wife and my wife saw it before us.
Yeah, they did. They did. Emma phoned me up earlier on today at lunchtime. It was 12 o'clock. She went, I've just watched it. I was like, no, not you as well.
That's funny. Chaos Knight in the live chat just said, "I'm gonna go watch it again now." Bye. Just like enjoy. Like well, we Riddy High. I've got to get this name right. Riddy High says, "Battle of Big Rocks lensing did feel more like." Oh no, I've read that one. He says, "Close-ups sell the size and the menace of the creatures, and the T-Rex was a cool logo on the Earth." I mean, I hope they keep that for the next film. Like, I have to preference that. I don't know. Like if they are just for FYI, but I hope they do keep that, like because it is a kind of great
it's really cool quirk.
Yeah, and it's like a cool visualization of like how it's all progressed.
Steve, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah,
you said something about it, didn't you? I think because obviously where we was like so like hyped about this, we were like just talking away and trying to not talk over the dialogue. So we was like silent, talking, silent, talking.
That's the thing about live reactions is I find them like there is that awkwardness when like you want to give a reaction to the camera. This is why I don't do them personally. It's like you want to talk, like give a reaction to the camera, but at the same time you want to immerse yourself in it. So it's like that. It's that battle. I've tried to record some in the past for other things, but no one's ever going to see them because they're long gone. But I tried it, and I was like, I can't do it. It's like I'm too aware of the camera. So
yeah,
that's why I did I did that Fallen Kingdom trailer reaction on my channel, which is still up. But it's like I just fall asleep. I pretend to just fall asleep while the trailer's playing in the background. Just don't watch it.
I was one of the things I'm intrigued because the way me and Steve filmed this is I recorded it on my phone, just like a normal video, and we had the PlayStation headset connected to the PlayStation, so we could audibly hear each other talking, and I don't know what his reaction looks like, but what I don't know for me, there was a bit when the Allosaurus snapped at the kid. I sort of jumped out. It's weird. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, it's hilarious. When I watched it back, I was thinking, "Fuck, I look like a right prat." But
well, that's a real reaction.
I can't wait to see it next to Steve's reaction, just to see if he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be like sitting there with just a stone cold like face on me.
Like Mr. Bean on the roller coaster.
Oh man. What did you guys think to like? And I'll start with you, Siki. What did you think of like the updated design of the Allosaurus and the Nasutoceratops as like a new addition?
Was the Allosaurus new? Wasn't it in Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah, but it's the adult version. It's like we've had what it looks like as a juvenile. There was two, I believe.
I did notice it was a lot. All right, that makes sense. Because when I thought it was bigger, I was like, "Well, that looks bloody huge compared to what was in Fallen Kingdom." Yeah, so that makes sense.
I didn't know if you noticed the updated design or anything like that.
Not really, no. I noticed it had a white eye, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That might have been reflection though.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be a reflection, but then again, I don't know.
You know how like animals sort of in the dark, their eyes sort of glow, don't they? If you put like some sort of torchlight on them.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Actually, thinking about it now, I just was thinking it was like it was blind or something because it had a lot of. I don't know if because I went through it like I was freeze framing it and it looked like it has loads of like scars and like chunks taken out of its head, and I was like, that'd be.
I see what you mean. Because there's a shot where like when it lifts its head up and just pushes its head through the technically the side of the RV when it stands upright or more upright, you see its left eye and it's like its eye. You can see its pupil and stuff. But when you do see that right eye, it does just look white. Like
I think it's got like a milky eye.
That'd be cool.
It could have though, Lewis. To be honest, it could be like have some like a battle wound and it's just blinding that eye. I thought like you don't know, do you?
Yeah, I was just thinking it'd be a cool like touch for the villain to have a weird eye, I guess.
Yeah, like like the one that
makes it look cool.
The raptor in Jurassic Park the game.
Oh God,
Slash.
It has that
scar-faced raptor.
That really generic scar going down its eye.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I liked the idea of one of the raptors having a mark so you could tell them apart. I wish the film did that, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Titan of Serpent says, "Man, it sounds like you slam on the keyboard when you type." I'm so sorry. I was typing I'm trying to type to really high in the chat because unfortunately his mic keeps cutting out. So it's I just figured I'd be asking him questions there, and then I can sort of talk for it or like through him.
We have Tom in the chat. Tom's a typer.
Yeah.
A squeaky chairer.
I will try not to type too loudly. I promise. Or I'll mute my mic when I do so. Tom's just messaged
about that Allosaurus. You know, there was one shot where I thought it looked. There's one shot where I thought it looked oversized, but I realised it was the thumbnail and it wasn't the actual. And when I watched the freeze framed. And then it got that side, the side on silhouette shot with them where them two holding the pole out.
Yeah. That's like I think that seems to be what the majority of people's favourite shot is that one.
Yeah. That shot. I think when you're watching it and you freeze frame it, it actually looks. It doesn't look over like if you was to put the Rex next to it, it would look smaller. It's just that. There's one of the thumbnails that I saw. It made it look like it was the size of the Rex, and I was like, "Oh, right, that's a bit oversized." But then I had to sort of go back through that again and sort of reevaluate. But I did like the design. It didn't look over the top new.
No, it felt grounded. It felt like a Jurassic dinosaur.
Like I think as far as all these CG renders and all this other stuff that we've seen floating about, I think it looks like drastically different. From the one we see in Fallen Kingdom. Now, this one I thought they did quite a good subtle job of it. They made maybe the jaw was slightly more robust and slender, and they had the little tiny spines on its back, around its neck area. Other than that, I didn't think it was overly drastically different, which is great because I didn't want it to be because it makes it a bit more plausible.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You looked at that sort of that toy that was released and how drastically different that looks to the other toy that they released. But this one, even though it probably, I mean, we didn't really get a good look at it in the light, and I have yet to see this full CGI render properly in the light. But to me,
I'll be interested to see.
To me, it looked like it looked like the juvenile from Fallen Kingdom just grown up. Like it did look like they kept that design and then built up upon it rather than build a fresh new Allosaurus, which is what the toy kind of... People were speculating that that's what was going to happen. It was going to be like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
What did you guys think to the Nasutoceratops then?
I don't know, really. It's just another... Triceratops, really, isn't it?
How dare you, James? How dare you? Oh.
I didn't dislike it. Don't think I disliked it.
Oh man, I have so much. I'm going to kick you from this chat, man. How dare you bring down the Nisutoceratops?
I thought the CG and the animation of it was absolutely brilliant. Like, couldn't fault
I
it
couldn't
at all.
tell. That's one thing we discussed actually. On the positives, it's nothing to do with what it is. It's just it's like, to me, it's less like what's that Ankylosaurus with a Eucalyptus or whatever it's called. They're similar, like literally, it's the lesser one. It's the same sort of. It looks not really much different. So if you was to replace one with the other, it's kind of like, oh, but that just looks like some people wouldn't really. I guarantee there's some people that will call that a Triceratops without even really listening to the fact that the kid called it a Nisutoceratops.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is.
Do you know what I
One
mean?
intelligent kid as well.
Yeah, it's not different. Yeah, that is one clever kid. She listened to her Attenborough. But you got like, we was discussing, Steve, weren't we, about how we couldn't tell what bits were CGI and what bits weren't.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto
credit where it's due. Yeah, that's like, couldn't be a bigger compliment, could it? Really?
No, I mean, well, we'll get onto the whole animatronics stuff at the moment, but I want to say something about the Nisutoceratops. What I liked about it was the sound it made when it gave the alarm sound when it knew the Allosaurus was there.
Yeah, that was cool.
It
sounded like a foghorn or something off a truck.
Yeah, and I had my surround sound on because I didn't listen to it. I didn't do what Colin told us. I listened to it with my surround sound on in the living room because I watched it on TV. And my God, my wife was sleeping in the other room. And I was like, oh God, because I watched it when it first dropped on YouTube. I was like, oh God, because I didn't realize it was going to be that loud. It made this huge trumpeting sound. I was like, oh my God. But I absolutely love that. And also, I mean, I agree with you that the Nisutoceratops, for sort of the layman person, they might just think, oh, it's like a Triceratops or whatever. They won't really care unless the kid points out that it's a Nisutoceratops. I can see that. I do appreciate that they've gone for these more sort of more unknown dinosaurs compared to
don't get me wrong, because it does. I guarantee someone's bound to say, oh, it's just the same old dinosaurs all the time. Which I agree with. To be fair, it's not a criticism. It's just I don't know. It looks cool. It is what it is. You wouldn't want to mess with it, would you?
No, but what I also loved about the way they used that creature in the film was this is the first time we've actually seen in the Jurassic movies a sort of a herbivore protect its young from a carnivore. Literally, we've never seen that before. So even though, like I said, it's just like a ceratopsian dinosaur, and to everyone else, it could be something like a Triceratops. And you can imagine the Triceratops acting in the same sort of way. But I just really appreciate finally seeing something like a baby being protected by the adults from a predator, which you think after all these films would have seen more of that. But it's just finally nice to have it on screen.
But do you know what, though? This makes sense for it to be in this environment, though, because more than any other film, when you think just when you think about it, unless the only other film that this would make sense in would be, other area would be Isla Sorna, because they're all naturally mixed.
Yeah, well, that's true.
On Nublar, especially, you would never expect this to happen. Maybe like the buck. Well,
it would have been around. It would have been around Fallen Kingdom time for something like that to happen.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, but they were all kind of just fleeing for their lives, so it kind of didn't happen like that.
Yeah, there was a bit more of I'll say bigger threat to all the dinosaurs at that time.
Yeah.
I just want to introduce another voice to the chat tonight, folks. We have Mr. Ross Lane of Chaosphere.
There he is.
Here he is. How are you, Ross?
Hey, how's it going, guys? All right.
Welcome, Ross.
How you doing?
Hey. Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
Been a long old time, son of dreams.
Yes. Ross, when did you see Battle at Big Rock? How did you come about seeing it?
Oh, well, disappointingly, it was whilst I was at work this morning, but I didn't have a widescreen monitor to watch on, so it's just a little square one, but it was still absolutely amazing. Still really enjoyed it, and that didn't take away from it in pretty much any way, shape, or form. So,
You were saying earlier that, to me in a private chat, that you also liked the sound that the Nisutoceratops made. That it's
oh God, It was so good. That was one of the things that I absolutely loved, was like how already, even though, that was the first time we'd really seen it, it was like it's already got a really iconic sound to it. Like they've managed to create a sound that's really unique to it, and really and really sort of captures the feel of it really well. I absolutely love that. It's just such an instantly recognizable sort of sound.
No, yeah, you're right about that. Because like, if you were to like play that with like a blindfold on, I'd be able to instantly tell you, yeah, that's the Triceratops, like instantly from that, just that sort of trumpeting sound.
They've really given it so much identity in just like minutes worth of screen time.
Exactly. So there you go, James. Stick that down your pipe and.
Oh no! Am I in? I'm in disagreement.
James is. Oh, he's left. He's left the chat. He's had enough.
Couldn't take the abuse.
He said, "I'll be back." Okay.
I'll be back to paste you later.
Ridderhigh, who's in the chat, whose mic keeps cutting out. He said, "Nasutops might be my favourite herbivore from now. I love the herbivores taking on a more proactive role." Yes. I mean, I was thinking this earlier, so I didn't say this to anyone, but I was saving it for this chat. I think the only time the herbivores have actually killed a human on screen is when one of Mills's mercenaries is running away from the stampede as they're escaping Lockwood Manor, and he gets crushed as the herbivores are running past. But now, if that, during the end credits, which we haven't even talked about yet, during the end credits when we see that Stegosaurus,
the guy in the car,
if he died, then that's another one for the herbivores right there. But we don't know if he lived or died.
Yeah, they're not quite so innocent, and all of a sudden, cuddly little herbivores.
Yeah.
Maybe Vegisauruses, but they're not averse to brutally killing people in cold blood.
No, I want to see more of that. I think, and I'll say this, like my honest opinion is, I think the herbivores are the most criminally underrated things in the Jurassic franchise. I really think that's like they could so utilize those a lot more.
Without a doubt. Because you always, obviously, it's always about like the sort of carnivores hunting people down, but the sheer destructive power of the herbivores, they're basically just like massive, like articulated lorries slamming through everyone and everything.
Yeah. Titan of Serpent said, "Did the Stiggy Moloch not kill people?" I don't think it did. I think it just really injured people.
It broke a lot of legs. Broke a lot of legs and a lot of spines, but they lived.
I don't want to sound too morbidly realistic, but maybe a few people died later in hospital from like internal bleeding because that hit in your chest.
What about the? I was going to say, what about the pteranodons? I know you don't actually see them kill anyone in JP3 because they're eating all them skeletons, didn't they? All those people. Oh, they're not herbivores, are they?
I wouldn't class them as herbivores, no. They're technically piscivores, but the ones in Jurassic Park 3 have teeth. So I'm assuming they're some like sort of weird genetic offspring of InGen.
Piscivores, that's fish then, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
There's some sort of slightly blue videos you might have been watching.
Someone in the chat a minute ago, and I just wanted to mention this because I didn't realise this. I'm going to have to scroll up. Where did they say? They said, Mike Tobin, that's it. He said, "Did anyone catch the Eddie Carr reference in Battle of Big Rock when the dad pulls the pipe? Because that's what happens in the Lost World book with Eddie Carr. He uses a pipe to fight back a dinosaur." That'd be a very subtle reference if it is.
I didn't catch that.
No, well, I mean, it's been years since I've read the book.
I liked that we did sort of use it as a spear, and it was like an old Harryhausen film or something, the way he was like shooing it back.
Yeah. Oh man, that whole sequence was just so incredible. So I'm just reading some of the chat here. Titan of Serpent says, "I didn't expect the male Nasutoceratops to show up."
Yeah, that was a surprise.
I think it's nice to see a male and female next to each other and like with their baby again.
Yeah, it was a full little family unit, wasn't it?
Mm.
Defending the kid. Yeah, it was cool.
The
So
scale of that dad was amazing. It was hench, wasn't it?
yeah,
Massive thing.
I noticed. I think it was Clayton was talking in his video about it. He was talking about how like the horns on the one that was released for Jurassic World Evolution was shorter than the ones that were on the toy. But now you know why. It's because the males have the really, really long horns and the females have the shorter ones.
Well, there it is.
Yes, well, there it is. Oh, God, I was about to say something else then. I just completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, okay. So obviously, Ross, we can't really talk about this for obvious reasons. But what did you guys think to the whole end credit sequence with what's going on around the world and the fact that right at the beginning of the short you hear the radio and obviously they're talking about the events we're about to watch. And they say that obviously the family said that they had a baby Nasutoceratops, which might be the first one bred on US soil. What do you think about all that sort of stuff?
I thought it was interesting because when he first put out the poster and it had something like "Don't feed the animals" and it had the little T-Rex symbol like crossed out. I thought that was just a joke for the poster, and I didn't think it was sort of representative of what we were going to see in the film. Like, this is how the world has moved on, and like they've adapted to all these dinosaurs just living in the woods. But as soon as I heard that opening, I was like, oh, I guess they are doing that. So you've got all the dinosaurs just free, like integrating with the ecosystem, and like the public are being told, keep your distance and all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be like what we were going to see in this short film was just like a one-off kind of thing. But it was good. It opened it all up, I guess. And the end credit scene I really, really liked that. I thought it was really clever. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
One at the wedding. Oh my god, I was laughing so hard at that.
I cracked myself up with the compies chasing that little girl.
Yeah, it was my favourite.
And
there's like that video of the is it chickens?
You know when your
chasing
missus rings and she won't get off the phone.
You know when your fellow colleague interrupts you.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve. Carry on. I've muted James until you finished.
Good man. No, it just reminded me of like you see those videos on YouTube of what chickens running around a farmhouse chasing kids with the seeds, and it just reminded me so much like that.
Yeah, I think the kid with the compies, it made me laugh because obviously these people who are filming this, they don't know what they're dealing with. So it's like, so it felt really like sinister in a funny way that they're just filming this kid being chased, and we know as an audience what they're capable of.
She's going to end up like Dieter.
Yeah, if there was a handful more of them, she'd be toast.
He'd cry because it looks so real, like something that like you see at school and things like that. Just I don't know, something.
Well, it's probably a real video somewhere that they've taken off like YouTube or something, because the one with the Stegosaurus where he crashes, that's a real dash cam video that they've obviously pulled and just put the Stegosaurus in. So
I believe it says it in the credits. They're all stock footage.
Right.
Yeah, the girl's being chased by ducks in the original.
Right. Okay.
I just think it's a really clever, neat way of like just replacing the thing and being like, just imagine if this is what they were filming.
That's probably my favourite cutscene. That one by a mile. That compy one.
I also loved it. Yeah. Oh wait. See you later, Steve. Cheers for popping in.
Yeah. No worries. At least we have.
See you later.
Easy man.
Did you manage to do the video?
No, we've been distracting him.
Fuck you.
The one that I think people tend to overlook is the Parasaurolophus just drinking, whereas the guys are fishing. Obviously, it's not so in your face, but I think that one's like really good. I just wanted
that one. That one. What's that? That Swedish artist. I can't remember his name now. Does all those kind of paintings of just like regular sort of everyday scenes, but like with something weird in the background.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We were talking about him the other day, yeah. But yeah, really, that shot really reminded me of that. Just people going on about their daily lives and seeing something pretty amazing, but it's not anything out of the ordinary for them. It's just something beautiful that they get to see, sort of thing.
Yeah. I remember now. My mind's drawing blank.
I think that artist Simon Stallenberg. I think that's what it's
that's
called.
the guy. Yes, yeah, that's the one.
Do you know that that guy that's fished that's got the rod on the left hand side of that boat, like literally zero fucks given. And there's Oliphus literally on the bank.
Yeah, all it takes is one of them to get spooked and they just get absolutely annihilated.
Like, I feel like at least the other two are probably, I think from what I can remember, are looking at it. This one's just like, this dude's just got this rod, like, just about to cast.
There's a prize catfish in here somewhere, and he'll be damned if he's not going to get it.
If I'm gonna be the petty one, James, look at it this way. Yeah, they've been there all day fishing in it, and they've just been watching it in awe, and they're just like in peace.
To be fair,
look at that thing.
How sick would that be?
I know, right? It'd be amazing.
Jesus.
To sit on the lake and watch a parasaur just chill out. Yeah,
it'd be so cool.
Chaos Knight in the chat says Parasaur is severely underrated.
That's true. It's actually probably one of my favorite herbivores ever.
Yeah. Sorry guys, there's a lot of messages in the chat which I'm ignoring. I'm so sorry, but yeah, cheers everyone for tuning in. What were you saying, Siki?
I was going to say, isn't the Parasaurolophus the only dinosaur that's in every film, every Jurassic Park film?
That and the T-Rex and the Raptors.
Of course, and the Raptors. You fucking yeah.
But that's right. There is one more. I think there's one more. Triceratops. Yeah, Triceratops as well.
Oh, well, there you go then. I'm talking shit.
Okay.
but
yeah. Now you're going to have to go make a comedy video about how you messed that up. have our faces spinning in the screen and we vomit up loads of dinosaurs that have been in the other films. I mean, for me, the setup for what's to come is a good way of doing it, in my opinion. And I think the fandom, from what I can see, is really chuffed with, with the end of Fallen Kingdom. You're like, okay, the ending of like the dinosaurs have got out is a really big thing, but obviously then it just ends. So I think having this in between this and the next film is like something that's going to really do well for the world building, because this 1 8-minute film, in my opinion, and I might sound biased, but it does set up quite a lot in such a short amount of time. When you really think about it,
prepares you for the scope of like what the extent of their release is like. It kind of is like, obviously bridging the gap, but it shows you to what extent the release had an effect on the world before you're sort of dropped into the events of the next one, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think I've seen a few people, if we talk about like one of the sort of negative aspects, because I've been reading a lot of reactions today, and one of the things I've seen a lot of people sort of question is, because this is set 1 year after the events of Fallen Kingdom, and this is the first major incident between humans and dinosaurs. Like, there's been a few sightings here and there, but nothing major until this incident. And I've seen a lot of people sort of question, like, how could that be? But the thing is, they're like, why didn't the military take them out and all this sort of stuff? And I think you've got to think of it like this: no one knew about Lockwood Manor. That was a huge secret. Like, no one knows they're out there. Obviously, we don't know initially, like, how many people know about the T-Rex. We don't know what happened really at the zoo at the end of Fallen Kingdom. We don't know if actually anyone really saw it except for the lion. It could have just wandered through or something. But that's still yet to be known. And so the sightings make sense. Like, if you're like in the military, or if you're in like the, I don't know, National Guard or whatever. Yeah, it's almost like, oh, we heard the dinosaur. We saw a T-Rex in the forest, and they'd be like, no, we know they've all gone extinct. It's like as far as everyone's concerned, they all burned up on the island. So to me, it does make sense that a year's gone by and then this happens. And it's like, no, actually, and
Not
that's
very,
why
it's really not very long for them to take stock of what actually did happen at the mansion, is it? You know, they've got they would be currently in really just starting to get to grips with the investigation of what happened. So they aren't aware of the facts, and they're probably still figuring out, like you say, they're still probably figuring out what dinosaurs were there and what dinosaurs have escaped. And the only way they're gonna is obviously, you know, sort of through people having these sorts of experiences.
Yeah, and I mean that's the opening. The very opening of this has the radio crackle of, like, as I was saying earlier, the first dinosaur born on U.S. soil and all that sort of stuff, and everything they're talking about is what you're about to watch in the short. So those radio chatters is meant to be at the end, meant to be like, oh, that's where we're up to.
I mean, this could potentially be like a post-credit scene of Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, almost. Like, you could probably add that in as a post-credit, and everyone would just go mental.
Yeah.
One thing that one of the complaints that I've read, which is from one of my close mates. He said that
Ex-close mates.
Yeah. Yeah, we did say a few C-bombs to him after. Was that he didn't like the fact that the girl shot.
Yeah, I've been hearing this.
Yeah, because he was just like, a 8-year-old kid would not be able to load a crossbow.
It was already loaded though. That's the like, they said it's a double crossbow. I saw someone online saying they said, like, oh, how did a kid
how
load
good
it?
a shot was as well.
Well, it's like they said, how did a kid?
It's a pretty big target, though.
Yeah, it's a huge target. But they said, how did a kid load the crossbow twice, Van Helsing style? Was the complaint thing, and I laughed and I thought, well, yeah.
Badass.
But also, she does say it's a double crossbow. Yeah, so it's in there.
I didn't have any problem with her shooting the crossbow, but it did seem weird from where she was stood that she could hit it, because the bolts seem to come in from the side and hit it in the eye, and then the parents turn round and she's directly behind them. So that seems a bit weird to me.
Yeah,
but it's not really important.
To be fair, when it first happened, like, I was like excited and I was like, yes, that beats the gymnastics scene. That was my first reaction.
For me, it beats the gymnastics scene a lot. Just if we're going to use that as the comparison, why I don't like the gymnastics scene is, one, we see Kelly spinning around on the poles for too long. It lingers on it, so it makes it too over the top for me. And also, I think the weight of the raptor flying through the window might just be a little bit too light, because obviously they pulled the thing through with wires or whatever through the window to make it work. So it makes Kelly's mass hitting that raptor look off, because she hits it and it goes flying through the window.
She like hits it with the top of her foot.
Yeah, and so I think with a bit of editing that could have worked. But this is just a kid pulling a trigger at a huge target and just happening to hit the eye. I don't mind it at all. It seemed to work.
Oh,
but
yeah, I don't.
It did open up the discussion though, because I was talking in another group. We were talking, Ross, you were in there, talking about, is Fallen Kingdom the only film where a kid doesn't save someone? Like, save another human? Because Lex saves everyone by turning the power on in, obviously, the gymnastics scene. Eric saves Alan Grant. Gray and Zach fend off the raptors from the van. I guess maybe there's another one in that film.
And he also slams the button to get the hologram up.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, exactly. And then Fallen Kingdom, I think Maisie's the only one who actually doesn't.
She dooms everyone. She presses the button.
Yeah, exactly.
Screws everyone over.
Exactly. So, like, to me, I'm not like this sort of a trope that I never really locked onto until everyone started talking about this, the little girl, and I was like, actually, yeah, the films tend to have this sort of trope of, there's a moment where the kid characters save people, which I don't really mind, like, because I didn't care really for it in any of the other ones.
They just get their time to shine, don't they?
Well, yeah, they do, but I think the gymnastics one is when it's like that, where it's like, oh god, that was a bit like that was a bit too much. I think just for me, it's just how many times we see her spinning on the poles before. It's like she does all these different moves and stuff, and it's like we don't need to really see that.
like it's like in the heat of the moment, and she's doing fucking pirouettes and somersaults and stuff.
Well, the Lego game.
You
right,
better hope that Velociraptor is still in the same place.
Well, yeah, it is because she shouts it by name, so it looks right at her. It's
Well,
like, huh?
that's also an annoying thing about it. It's often overlooked is the fact that she starts to get into position, and Sarah's like Kelly, and she starts spinning before the raptor's even jumped up to the place it needs to be for her to kick it through the window. So she must have predicted. Yeah, she must have predicted that it was going to jump up there before it did.
She was just going to get the hell out of there. She was just going. She was going straight out the window herself. She's away.
What were you saying, James?
I was saying, isn't it on the Lego game where they start sticking up 10s and 9s and that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What was I gonna? There was something else. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon, guys, because I mean, for an 8-minute short, we've been talking for over an hour, so it's like
that's what we do.
Waffle on about bollocks.
But yeah, I did like the dynamic of the family. I just saw someone talk about that in the chat. It was nice to have a different dynamic of the family.
So was I right in thinking that it was two separate couples with their own kids that have then got together?
Yeah, so it was like his daughter and her son, and then they've had a baby together. That's the way I looked at it.
I think that's how I sort of saw it as well. Do you know what another thing is that we noticed was say noticed, it's not necessary but I think it was Steve said the fact that they're all there in camper vans. It's weird that they was in an RV with someone that kind of it come across that they weren't family or friends. They kind of just knew them at the campsite. So I'm wondering if they've kind of evacuated out of the city and they're living out of the RV.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I mean, that's. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. Yeah, but I like that idea. That's pretty sweet.
It's just something that Steve mentioned, and I was like, yeah, actually, that makes a little bit of sense because they've moved away from it. And at the start, he says, "How the hell did they get up this high?" It's almost like they're trying to move away from it, and the RV is their way of almost having like a movable home, so they can get away from it.
I think that's a nice idea, but I think if people were like escaping dinosaurs in sort of like apocalyptic type scenario, they wouldn't have a barbecue out in the open.
No, obviously there's lots of things that would argue against it. It's just like when you said it, I was thinking, yeah, that makes sense. But then it would also
you can read it that way.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's true. You could also look at it as just right. There's an open national park that people just go to all the time, and this is one of the base camps, and everyone's parked up. Be there at your own risk, which I think is still stupid, but it is what it is. But that's what made me obviously think of what I was saying about that. But
I quite like that idea. It's just like you say, I didn't see it like that, but it is nice to think, sort of situations that you could get into like that. Yeah, I think that
cool. Would have been more ripe for speculation had they not said that like it was meant to be like 1 year after Fallen Kingdom. This was the first encounter, like real encounter. I think some people were asking in the chat, like, would you consider this the first encounter, considering what we saw at the end of Fallen Kingdom? I think it all depends on how credible the claims are of what they saw and stuff like that. We don't know if maybe Greg had
because obviously
the Mosasaurus getting the surfers and all that. When was that supposed to have happened? After this, I guess.
Don't know. We actually don't know.
Yeah, can we just talk about that Mosasaurus all of a sudden shrinking again slightly?
Well, that kind of works because I guess you could say if the end of Fallen Kingdom, Mosasaurus with the surfers, that could be much later and it's gotten bigger from eating all them sharks.
But
They
it's
grow
also
big and
quite,
strong. You eat
it's
your
also
sharks.
also quite big when it kills the guy in the opening scene.
I don't know. Shark's pretty big.
Yeah,
I think it's easy to forget just how big great whites can get, but
they're 6 meters. They're not.
I don't know. What you'd have to do is take that footage at the end of Battle at Big Rock and then compare it to the side shot of it jumping up for the shark in Jurassic World. See how it compares. I think we only really see the snout of it.
Well,
So
I'm just going to compare it to the ladder when the guys at the bottom of the helicopter on the ladder, and it looks like that thing looks like like an actual.
I'll say this though, James, you're not the first to say that, so we'll have to do some digging on that one.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was cool. It made me laugh. The pigeon thing was funny when he threw the pigeon when it. They feel like little quirks though. Them ones like, just a good little nod. I think that I liked all of those. But it's kind of it leaves you wanting more though, don't it? And I'm wondering if they're like, I'm glad that we've got this Camp Cretaceous and that coming out next year. It just gives us something else at least to focus on, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I literally have no idea what's going on, so I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, although I've had a teaser and taster of this, I'm thinking, I wonder if they're gonna, maybe release one more before, because they've got a whole, they've got another year and 8 months, haven't they, before the set release. So in that time, they could make another one of these.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what they do. I don't know.
Keep them coming, I say.
Yeah. Jack, have you got any idea of how much of the budget was used on this?
Not specifically, and I wouldn't want to speculate.
Oh, really?
At least £1 million.
Definitely, yeah. But no, they wanted to go all out on this, for obvious reasons, because Jurassic's the baby. They want to, make it something special, and obviously fans have demanded something extra outside of the films that's, credible and feels like the old films and dangerous and feels visceral, and you have the dinosaurs being animals and not monsters and all that. So this 8 minutes just answers all those prayers. And
when the baby gets picked up, I was like, oh my god.
If there's enough of a uproar of positivity for this, then who knows what they'll do.
Seems like a very, very positive reaction to me. So
massively popular.
That's good. If only they can sort of get onto Mattel and maybe keep that in check for next time.
I wonder what Dan Murrell was going to think about it.
Who? Really High says, I loved seeing the Allo come to grips with his dangerous side on screen. It's like a curious child learning to use his dad's gun, especially that shot where the Allo is attacking frantically like a cub and then suddenly becomes seriously dangerous, especially with one of those intentional looks, and it just stares at the couple before deciding to lunge on them. Yeah, it kind of had like a young spirit to it. Oscar Stanton in the chat says, a series of short films depicting the spreading of the dinosaurs would be awesome. J.A. and John Voight Roberts would be ideal candidates. Yeah. And Red Hood says, it's a great time to be a Jurassic fan. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right, guys. I'm going to have to shoot because I've got work tomorrow, and this had to be a shoot on. Oh, and Jurassic Room's just joined us and said, hello, I'm off from work. Well, see you later, man, because we're now finished. I'm so sorry. I will try and archive this stream as quickly as possible. I might have to trim the first 5 minutes off it because I didn't realise I had everyone muted except me for the first 5 minutes. And then I had to restart it. So, I'll archive this on my channel in the coming days or maybe tomorrow. So cheers everyone for coming on, guys. I know it was a bit of a sort of a ragtag
check out our reaction video when Steve's uploaded it.
We'll do.
Really funny. And everyone, all the Jack's listeners as well, go over to Jurassic Unicast.
Yeah, go on. Subscribe to Jurassic Unicast.
Shameless.
I wasn't even going to mention my website, sixtriceratops.com.
But you might as well.
Really high. I just wanted to try on mic one more time, but I think you've muted it. But yeah, thank you so much, man, for coming on, and everyone in the chat. I'm so sorry, guys, who've just literally just turned up. You can watch this back. It's not going anywhere. But thank you very much, guys, for having a join in this chat of Battle at Big Rock. And again, I'll say it one more time as I started the stream. Be really careful when you say Battle at Big Rock, because it can come out the wrong way and it can leave you very embarrassed.
Yeah, I've got a final word that I'd like to say.
Go on then.
I'd like to say Battle at Big Rocks. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Because it rocks.
Roxanne.
It sure does.
Yeah, the battle at Stiff Rocks. There we are. Right, anyway, guys.
He said it.
I will
Right,
catch
see you later, guys.
Yeah, see you later.
Easy.
See ya.
Oh,
See ya.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
See you later, guys.